spectrum of what America had to offer, in that they are trying to make this a pseudo melting pot. But I just want to know why it is, if in fact America is a melting pot, that black people keep getting burnt at the bottom of the bowl. And so they wanted to know why it is that we are converging in Washington, D.C. Then the last thing that caused a little bit of a problem was that there was no overriding apparent agenda. One of the issues in which your pastor raised this morning is what is going to transpire the morning after, what is going to transpire the week after, what is going to transpire even the month after. And so there was not a clear-cut agenda as to why it was that we were marching to Washington, D.C. But there is a familiar colloquial expression in the African community that simply says that those who do not study history are destined and doomed to repeat it. And so for all of the men who got on buses, all of the men who got off from their jobs, all of the men who left their women at home, all of the men who left their children in kindercare, all of the men who got on planes, all of the men who sacrificed to get in carpools, who went all the way to Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March. I just wanted to know, if you just went by Calvary first and found that there was just one man who marched for millions, we didn't need 1 million men marching in D.C. The question now is if in fact there was one man who marched. Who was this man? Who was this man who marched? And he's got some problems because he's been looked at as a separatist, because they thought that he only came for the Jews. He's been marginalized because they thought that he was a sexist because he had no women disciples. And he has been looked at to be somebody who was looking after his own agenda, because he said, I came that I might be glorified. He had some problems with him, but they want to know, who is this man who has marched for millions? But I heard somebody say, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. But then 42 generations earlier, I heard Isaiah say, he was wounded for my transgressions, he was bruised for my iniquities. It's by his stripes that I am